Well, good morning, everybody. Rather than type out a whole bunch of individual comments and answers to questions, I thought I'd just make a very quick video explaining the answers to those questions I asked about chapters 3, 4, and 5. So the first question I asked was, what's the author's purpose of having the time traveler show up all dirty and messed up and disheveled at the beginning of chapter 3? And the purpose really was just to kind of create a sense of adventure and excitement and suspense because, showing up to a dinner party like that, one shouldn't be that way. So he's really just trying to create a little sense of danger and suspense. The second question, what's the author's purpose of having the time traveler compare time traveling to holding a pistol to one's skull, was just to show how incredibly dangerous that time traveling is. This isn't something to go into willy-nilly. This is really scaring, might even result in your own death. That's why he makes that comparison. The third question was, what's the author's purpose in having the people of the future be complete fools, where they are on an intellectual level of a 5-year-old child? And because, when we deal with time traveling and future advanced societies, they're usually very advanced and sophisticated, and we get that conflict of, the primitive, basic ways of the past versus the more advanced, sophisticated ways of the future. And H.G. Wells said, no, I'm not going to tell that time-honored story. In fact, I'm going to tell a story where it's the opposite, where it seems like people have regressed. So he's setting something up for the future. He's setting up a different conflict, a different problem. And some of you have even speculated, maybe it has to do with people have evolved so much that they don't need to be challenged anymore, so they've actually kind of regressed and stagnated in terms of a society. So H.G. Wells' purpose is to set up a different type of problem. And the last question was, what's the author's purpose of having this future society speak in a language that's different from the time traveler so that he can't understand them? Well, the answer is that if they were speaking the same language, things would be much easier and he'd be able to understand the society, just like that. So it's also not very realistic if you were to do that. I mean, think about how much our own languages have changed in just a few hundred years or a few thousand years. So if you go 800,000 years into the future, is it realistic to think that we'll be speaking the same type of English that we are today or any other language? No, of course not. So not only is it realistic and creates more of a sense of realism, but it also sets it up where the time traveler has to overcome the language barriers. He's got another challenge that it's not going to be as easy as it could be and should be. So those are the answers to the first 4 questions. Keep reading, and I hope you are enjoying or have enjoyed your break.